Welcome to Kiki and Kevin's Love After Lockup edition. My name's Brianna and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Mary. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. And today we have a surprise special guest. It's Kayla from season 5 of Love After Lockup of the couple Kaylah and Martell. And we're super excited because this is her first media interview, which is crazy. Yeah. So welcome. Thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You look like a goddess. Seriously. I'm
know,
dying right now. The hair. The highlighter, like all the stuff. There's a whole bunch of girls in the audience right now that are going, shit.
Right?
Like our self-esteem all just plunged after seeing you.
No. You guys look great too.
No, thanks. So how are you doing? How's everything going?
I'm good. No complaints. Very busy, but good. Yeah, for sure.
So it's been a while since you were on the show. Have things changed a lot for you?
I would just say more so being able to get adjusted to Atlanta from Pittsburgh. That has changed.
So you moved. When did you move? How long ago?
At this point, it will be a year and 1 month.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to go to Atlanta. I've never been there. I've been to other places in Georgia, but it seems like a really, really cool place.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot to do once you get to know what you're doing.
Yeah, right.
When you don't know, it's like, and they're not having many people down here too. That makes it a little harder, but it's cool though. It's cool.
Well, I'm sure you're gonna eventually get acclimatized. So rewinding back several months, whatever made you sign up to do Love After Lockup? Like, what were you thinking, girl?
Exactly. What were you thinking, girl?
You know what? That's so funny because it was started off as a joke between him and I when we were on the phone. And I think when the time had ended up becoming closer, we actually brought it up again, but still in a joking way. And we were like, you know what? Hey, why not? What's the worst that can happen? And we were like, really thinking like they're not gonna pick us, our life's not interesting, it's really, let's just do it. And so we did it, and I kid you not, at least maybe 2 days later, and I was like, you want us? Like I didn't think that it was, and they were like, yes, we want you, we'll be there, we'll film, this is how it'll work. And I was and from there, everything, it just took off.
Why do you think they chose you so fast? Like, what was it about your story, do you think, that was so interesting? The 13 years or however long you've been together, or what? Why do you think?
You know what? That is a good question because I didn't think they were going to choose us. I didn't think it was interesting enough. I feel like my life is boring, but people don't think it is. And I'm just like, but I do think it was the 13 years because I don't think you get too many people that did like a fed time that long and having a female hold them down for that long, or vice versa. It could be a man holding a woman down for that long. So I don't think it's like a storyline they've ever ran across. So that's probably what.
Yeah, come to think of it, we have never seen anyone that had been involved for that long. So that is very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how was the filming experience?
Oh, the filming experience. So like I just said, how it just took off from there. Literally, it was like, it was new. I would definitely say it was new because I'm very like, when you have something in your house and you have it in a certain spot, you want to go back to that spot. The crew was good. I really liked the crew, from the mic man to the cameraman. They were really good. I feel like, it was a shock for him after, being incarcerated for so long. And I think that he became a little bit more guarded during the process. And because he became so much more guarded during the process, it kind of made it a little more complicated to film. Yeah.
So when you said you're used to having things in a certain place, do you mean that like the crew, they move things around in your apartment, or Okay.
Yeah,
So they
like
rearrange things so it makes sense for filming or whatever. Yeah.
yeah,
So it makes it better.
especially like the mirrors. If you have mirrors, and I have mirrors, so all the
Ah.
mirrors that were up, because of the camera, you don't want it to reflect off of the lighting and all of that.
I
So
get it. Okay.
And the
Mhm.
camera people in the mirror. Oh, I never thought about that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So they'll like cover it up, or they'll just take it down altogether.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never thought about
Never
that
thought
they
about
like
that.
rearrange your place. Yeah. To turn it into a
Yeah.
set. Because
Oh,
these are
yeah.
real places where people live. Yeah.
Yeah.
How weird. So I'm really curious. You mentioned 13 years and that being something very unusual. How did you maintain that kind of connection while he was incarcerated? Like, how was it for you?
I would say maintaining the connection. I feel like it was easy when it was access, right? So he has been to some of the worst, prisons in the United States. And some of those have been like the worst processes to go through because of all the restrictions. I say, but for the most part, just having his mom and me, it made like the load lighter for myself. When it became too heavy or overwhelming, she would kind of pick up the slack and vice versa. So I think it could have been harder, but it wasn't as difficult because of that.
What do you mean by pick up the slack? You mean making sure that he had people around, or do you mean financially? What do you mean by that?
Like when I say picking up the slack, it's more like, the process of it becomes extremely draining, and there's always, it seemed like it was always something that was happening, whether it was fair or unfair, right?
What do you mean by stuff that was happening?
So like the court systems. So like a lot of the laws change. You have to think like 13 years, a lot of the laws change. So it's a lot of things that had to be reversed and, lawyers, stuff like that. So it was the overall process in itself, like whether it's him being in prison, them being locked down, visits, phone calls, emails. I mean, all of it seemed to at some point become like draining,
I never even thought about that part of it.
Yeah. So when I say pick up the slack, it's like, you have a real life that you're living out here, and then he has a life in there, and you're trying to bring them together to make sense. And sometimes it don't always make sense.
Was he jealous of you? Like, I can't imagine the interpersonal dynamic. Like, you've got this life on the outside. He's locked up inside. He's got to feel resentful in some way, right?
I'm not sure. He never expressed any.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there's like little moments depending on who I was with and what I was doing, like jealousy like that. But I think anyone would be, though. You think?
I would be.
Yeah.
I would literally hate every fucking person that was in prison with me, for real.
Like, what the hell is going on? How you get to go to Burger King and I can't,
Right, exactly. Fucking present everybody, right?
Definitely. It's got to be brutal. Yeah. 13 years is a long time.
Yeah. It's a long time.
Yeah.
So, Kayla, the question everybody wants to know, what's the status of you and Martell today?
That is extremely funny. I do get that question a lot. I'm going to assume I never answer it, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, but it's funny you mentioned that because we ended up going to the aquarium, and literally the whole staff like kept stopping us like, oh, you guys are together. We know you. And I'm like, okay. So yes, we are together. Yes.
So you're together and he's still out of prison.
14 years at this point. Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
I'm so happy.
You heard it here, guys.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was concerned because it looked like a difficult transition. I was concerned for you too.
Yeah.
Because you're a tough chick, which I appreciate. I love that you didn't let him walk all over you because
we can't have that. It's 2022. No one's
Right. But he's like a macho guy with like a strong will. So I mean, I could see that happening. So I'm glad you didn't let him walk all over you. So you got him tamed then, reacclimatized to what women are like now.
Yeah, it's definitely a transition before, for sure.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting. So do you feel like appearing on the show helped your relationship, or was it more difficult because of that?
I can't really say because it was never really I think the transition's different this time around for him. And it was a lot of relationship over the phone, right?
What do you mean this time around? Was he out in the middle or?
Oh no, so I guess the beginning is that we met when he was out, of course.
Okay,
right?
okay, yeah. Got it.
So we met while he was out, and then he ended up going to prison. So that's how that kind of transitioned. We weren't together or like in a relationship at that time, but we were like dating and probably seeing other people too, so it was never nothing that serious at that time. It wasn't until he got to prison is where it became like more of a thing.
Yeah. So after he watched the show, he knew that maybe you weren't 100% faithful to him the whole time, right?
You know what's so funny? He does not watch TV.
So he didn't watch the episodes?
Nope.
Okay, well, don't tell him.
And don't let him watch this interview.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, very interesting. How did you keep the connection going with him while you were in prison? Well, he was in prison. Did I say while you were in prison? While you were in prison waiting for him to be released from prison.
Sorry. Was in there, no walls or anything. Yeah, for real. I would say more so, honestly, it was him keeping a lot of the communication going, because I can't really do nothing but like probably write you a letter, send you some pictures if it's on me, know. But I think that the phone calls and the emails and stuff like that was a lot to do with him for sure.
Yeah. And were you feeling it the whole time, or were there moments where you were like, come on now, this is ridiculous?
What you mean?
Well, like, I can imagine that if I had, like, you could easily have met someone else, gotten married and have kids in that time, Yeah. So like, how did it keep going? Was it just that you never met someone you had such a connection with as him, or what kept it going?
Honestly, I would have to say just in the back of my mind, knowing that I would want to give this a fair shot, and like really standing on that, and it not allowing it to take away from my own social life. So I definitely had a social life. Yeah. Within the time of him being incarcerated, I did social life. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, right.
Put emphasis on that. You have to. Why not?
Come on, right? Yeah.
But I think during that time, it wasn't really nothing that stopped me from doing what I already had previously planned. So it was like right out of high school, went to college, had a good time in college, graduated. Right after that, just figuring out life for myself. And then, transitioning to that. So I would say if you're asking more about relationships, that might be a little different. Yeah, for sure. I never went in with the intent to stay. So I would have guy friends, I would date, and I did choose one in particular to have sex with over that time. I feel like we had more of a mutual understanding, and it didn't have anything to do with Martell as far as our conversation was concerned, but it was in the back of my mind. I knew, like, I don't want your kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be your baby mother. Like, I'm not trying to really tie you down. So that kind of like helped out with, not being a baby mom or getting married or really giving someone else that time of day, because I kind of mentally in my head, I knew what I wanted.
So you were committed in your heart to him this entire time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Aw.
That's true love.
That is
That's
true
for
love
sure.
right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you could go back and change something about your appearance on the show with him, would you?
Actually, no. Because I feel like what you guys seen, if I would go back and change some edits, I would. But if I could change how we filmed and how everything flew originally in an authentic way, no.
Yeah, what was so interesting to me was, first of all, you are a tough woman, and I love that about you. You did not just cave to this man who came out with this because he's kind of a macho guy, right? Like he comes out and he's going to try to tell you what to do and how to run your house and how to clean your kitchen and all those things, but you were not having it.
Right.
Kayla was not taking no shit.
No.
Yeah. I mean, but would you though? After all that I've been through and all that I've tried to, bring together.
No, I'm like you.
Yeah,
I'm like you. Nobody tells me what to do. No one.
Especially when you work your ass off for it. It's like,
hell
okay,
yes.
You want to reimburse me with interest if you think you can just come in.
Yeah, and you've got your
right.
own company, right? Like, tell us about your shirt that you're wearing right now.
Yes, so this is my Levels Inc. shirt, and Levels Inc. is a hair extension company that I actually was working on for years. So I was pretty occupied with that as well while Marcel was incarcerated. He knew about it and he definitely supports it. Even to this day, he supports it like wholeheartedly. It's funny sometimes to me because he doesn't wear hair extensions, but definitely into it. But yes, Levels Inc. is a hair extension. I have actually a link tree that's on my social media, but we can get into all of that.
Yeah, we'll put that in our in the description of this video. That's awesome. You are a very independent woman. And it seemed like you kind of shrugged it off when he was telling you what to do. You just gave it right back to him.
Oh, yeah, you're supposed to. Why not?
He looked shocked, though. Maybe the world changed a little while he was in prison.
Exactly. It really did a lot, honestly, a lot. Because there's some of the stuff that, females used to deal with back in 2006 ain't the same as 2022. And that's for sure.
Me too, baby. Exactly.
That's for sure.
Shit has changed for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's so funny when you guys talk about like how, he comes off so macho or whatever. But honestly, with me, he is not that macho.
No. Would you say the relationship is a lot more equal these days?
Yeah.
Or?
It definitely has reached this. Listen, I'm still here.
Right. I know he came across as super macho, though. He really did. Mm-hmm. Like, I was like, oh my God, like this man is just, and I was scared that you guys were just going to be at it all the time, like fighting, it looked pretty combative, but I guess there's a period of adaptation, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it did look like the season though, like we were going back and forth like a whole lot. And it's so funny because it's like it might happen one day and they cut it up to be like 3 episodes. So it's just like ongoing. It's like, oh God, what happened to when we went out to eat,
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I know editing, they have a storyline for sure. Not saying that it's false, but the way you edit something can make it look very, very different.
Yeah, I think the editing for the most part for the season was pretty good. I just would think I would have liked some other stuff to be shown other than like stretching the argument of the stove. Like
yeah, right. The stove and folding your laundry.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, okay, what else is happening, So it made us look like that was like the core of, and it was just like, I think that's why people are so surprised we're still together.
Right, because they really focused on that.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
I'm just curious, have you met any of the other couples that were on your season?
No, actually, even when we went out to Cali, we weren't able to meet each other because of the COVID guidelines that they had in place.
Oh,
Oh.
But
interesting.
originally you could have, but with COVID, it was like everyone was separated, different hotels. It was, yeah.
I know, and they never have like a tell-all or anything for that show. I hope they change it. But so what about since then on social or anything? Is there anyone that you're friends with on social media?
I follow Indy. I'm not sure if she follows me back or not. I'm like terrible with social media.
I love her.
Dante.
That's my girl. Deontay.
Deontay. Yeah, I follow
Deontay.
him. Yeah, he follows me back. He's pretty interesting.
Yeah, he is. You
he
just
looks like-
named two of the people that we actually are kind of friends with in real life now at this
Really?
point.
Yes. we are.
Yeah,
Yes.
Andy and I are about to do a
Real life.
video together for my other channel about the
Oh,
four
nice.
agreement, like kind of crunchy, new agey stuff. Yeah, and Deontay, yeah,
And
those two
Deontay's
are
in front
both
of
our
the
buddies.
podcast.
Yeah,
Yes.
mhm, yeah.
Yeah, Indy, definitely. I followed them too, and that's it. So
Yeah.
y'all are real friends in real life. Just
Those are the two that we're actually really close to, and Gabby. Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's it. No one else. No.
Pretty cool. So are there any misconceptions that you want to clear up with the fans?
Misconceptions. You guys are good. You guys are good. Honestly, just to be completely authentic, I would definitely have to say I am the type of person that I really don't know what people's misconceptions of me are, because I don't care. Authentically, I don't care.
Good for you.
Yeah, but I think with the season and me watching it back and then everything being out there, I would have to say from the comments and everything, one of the misconceptions is the whole ring and the wedding thing.
Oh, I can't even remember. Can you remind me about that? Because I don't even remember now.
Oh yeah, they were like when it was like $30,000 for a ring.
Oh, that's right.
And that was a huge misconception. I'm like, okay, shout out to the edits because y'all did that. It was more or less like, what is your dream wedding was the question, right? So what's your dream wedding? And honestly, I am a simple girl. I just want the red velvet cake and a nice ring and a destination wedding. That's it. You don't even got to invite nobody. Let's just do
Fair
it.
enough. Yeah.
And so
are you guys married now? Are you engaged? Are you married?
Mm-hmm.
Neither of them. Do you live together?
We do.
Oh, okay. That's a good place to start. There's plenty of time for all that.
Exactly.
And I think that's what I was getting down to exactly. It's like, as far as like what they're saying, as far as the ring and the marriage and all of that stuff, I feel like it's a huge transition. It's not your average transition. It's 13 years of someone being incarcerated. Like you can't really just jump into weddings and babies and stuff like that. Like
good for you for knowing that. That could be like a really disappointing road to go down.
Exactly. I was just like misconception. So it's like everything included, the entire wedding, the ring, the travel, everything, $30,000. I'm not looking for a $30,000 ring, but if you give me one, I'm not gonna say no. Okay.
Exactly. She ain't gonna make him take it back.
Exactly.
Is he working?
Yes, he does work at a trucking company.
Okay, that's good.
Tell him to start saving up. 30,000 is a lot for a ring, though. Maybe for a wedding, it's okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So you told us a little bit about your hair extension company. Is there more to that project than just the hair extensions, or?
No, not as far as that business is concerned. I do hair, so I physically do hair.
You do hair as well. Yeah. And is that your own business, or do you do? It is. Okay,
yeah, so
cool.
my do hair, it's under simply Kayla, but my company is Levels Inc., where you can purchase hair extensions.
Can people purchase online?
Yes.
Okay.
They can go on to my website. It's levelsinc.org.
Where'd you get that name? I'm just curious.
It's funny because I had just graduated from college and I was pretty much just laying in bed one night and I was trying to fall asleep, but I couldn't. And so I got so irritated with myself and I was like, let me just get up. And so when I had got up, it was just like it hit me like, level zinc. And I'm trying to figure out, well, what the hell does that mean? Like, why in my head am I thinking level zinc? And then it came down to like the flow of the hair and the L's and just like all the small details. And it kind of made sense. So
there we go.
How did you go straight from college to having your own business?
Well, it didn't happen overnight for sure. It definitely didn't happen overnight.
That's ballsy, girl.
I worked too, though. So I was like working, doing that, trying to get it going. So that's why I say I'm very busy. Nothing really has stopped but the show.
Right. That's just, do you imagine being on any follow-ups?
Actually, I could. I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't say no. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he would say no either if I said.
I'm kind of surprised actually that you're not on Life After Lockup because it's like this relationship is continuing on. So maybe in a future season.
That is, like I told you before, like the filming process. I don't think that, you know what I mean? Like it's just no.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a cold day in hell before I'd let anyone come in my house and film me. I'm
same here.
Really? You wouldn't let no one come film you?
No. In fact, I'm doing like a thing with an image consultant that's going to try to help me get my style shit in order. And she's coming tomorrow to go inside my closet. And I'm like terrified. I don't like to have people even that I know come to my house. But I'm like this social anxiety disorder. I don't have that I'm a writer. So I don't have a job like you where you're with people all the time. No. I'm a recluse. What about you, Mary? Would you do it if someone came into your house?
No, I would not have people
Never.
in my house.
No way.
No. I couldn't deal with a crew and people in
No.
my face and cameras. I would throw them out.
My husband would leave also. My husband would like, my husband's such an introvert. Well, her husband's a total extrovert. He would probably love it.
Oh yeah, he would love it. My husband would put a show on for the cameras. And I would throw him out, but I can't deal.
And you don't need nothing else. Just let him go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I would watch that show. Brian Kruger. He's hilarious. Brian Kruger
in front of the cameras. Yeah.
There could be a show that's just about your husband. My husband, no, definitely not.
My husband and your dog.
I know, my dog. He's the star of our show. He's like, how can I get more comfortable to lie down? Look at him, see? He's like, oh, I'm exhausted. He's exhausted from doing nothing all day. Yeah. Yeah.
So where do you see yourself in 5 years, Kayla?
I would definitely have to say in 5 years, I see myself retired from my 9 to 5 for sure.
Sweet.
Definitely.
I wish I felt like that.
Really?
I do not see this for myself.
You'll be working, huh?
Well, 5 years, yeah.
And I would definitely have to say marry a mother, homeowner. Financially stable, traveling the world.
Good for you.
Good for
Married
you,
to Martell. I'm taking that. Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he is marriage material. What would you say is the one thing that we didn't see about him on the show? Because they showed all his hard side, but what are we not seeing from that?
I would say one of the things that actually is like one of his star qualities is definitely like his hustle, like not like that.
I like that though.
His urge to like have an idea and just shoot for it.
I love that.
And they didn't show that. They didn't show a lot of like the good times that we had together, like when we were eating and stuff like that. So I think I wanted them to show a little bit more of his softer side.
What do you guys do for fun? Like what's the stuff that everything?
You'll be surprised.
So
we'll like anywhere from the strip club to a restaurant to beach to festivals. I mean, it's
So he's a
really,
fun-loving guy. Yeah.
yeah. And it's like it made him come off so hard. And I think it's funny because
They did. They made him come off scary, to be
yeah.
honest.
And I think that's why a lot of people were saying like a lot of the domestic violence stuff to me. And I felt like if I was to like address that situation, I would certainly say that nothing about it is a joke.
Thank God.
Nothing that happens in my
Yeah.
relationship at any point. It may have come off that way on the show, but to say it in the comments and stuff like that, it's
Did
really
people say that to you?
yeah,
But
they
it's
were
just like the way he comes across, right? Because
right.
to me, like he's got scary eyes. Like he looks like if he wanted to, he could take you out. But that doesn't mean he would. Like
yeah,
that's completely different.
Yeah, it's like you can think something of somebody, but until you actually get to know them, like you don't want to
Of
throw those
course.
negative things out there.
Right.
You know? And I have brothers too. So it's like I have 9 brothers or whatever. It's like
9
yeah, I'm the 13th child, the youngest.
from
So
one mom.
my mom and dad.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Standing ovation, mom. Jeez.
Right.
Wow.
So it's like you can't throw those accusations out there because they'll be ready
No.
to like line them up.
Your brothers would kill him, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like careful with stuff like, and some people have died and it's really a big thing nowadays. So you have to be careful with what you say. But domestic violence is not a part of our relationship. I don't care how scared.
Thank God. Well, that's that interview. And if folks haven't seen it, you know, Gabby and Chris, who were on Life During Lockup, she was, you know, terribly assaulted by Chris. And we just interviewed her about it. That shit's no joke.
Right.
And she's got it all on camera. Like, that is not funny. And you're right. We should never make assumptions or throw that around ever.
Yeah.
And you can't
she's
judge
strong.
someone from looking at them.
Yeah, she's definitely stronger than she thinks. If it happened on camera and you're like dealing with it, it's just going to make her a better person and he's not going to have any good luck.
Well, he's back in prison now. Yeah. And she's in a safe house. And if folks haven't seen it, check out her channel. It's pretty fucked up. It's
I
really
love you
fucked up.
I was all on there.
Thank
Thank you. We love you.
We
We
love
really
you too,
appreciate
girl.
it. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it. We wish you the best in your journey. And please say hi to your man for us.
Yes, please say hi to
Yeah.
Martell for us.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
handsome man. We'll be looking forward to updates in the future. And
Yeah.
hope you have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you guys so much for having
Thank you so much. Take care
Thank
now.
you.
me. You too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.